Welcome to CSL TV, and I just hope you guys are having a beautiful, blessed day. Now, if you're new to the channel, this is just a review, a reaction, as well as an informational channel. Hopefully the informational part help you or someone out, and we're just going to watch some videos and talk about them. And if you've been rocking with me, I just got to say, hey, I appreciate you so much. I'm loving the comments. I'm admiring what you guys are saying. All positivity is what I appreciate. Negative stuff, hey, I don't know really what to say about that, but I do read it. And I used to block it, but I'm just gonna let that negative stuff stay on there so we can see some of the negativity that's, being added into the world.
The following program shows the proceedings and hearings from courtrooms around the country. Not all outcomes are known or final. All parties are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Due to the intensity of some of these scenes, viewer discretion is advised.
That there was clearly something wrong with him. I noticed he was slurring his speech.
You came to court intoxicated. You have a problem.
First, we head to Gulfport, Mississippi. This is the Harrison County Courthouse. This is a 1997 Toyota Tacoma. And this is 28-year-old Keith Rio Cavalier. At 5:43 a.m., Cavalier illegally parked his red pickup right through one of the windows of the courthouse. At first, Cavalier seems to be stuck inside the truck. But then, here he comes through the window. Fortunately, both he and his flip-flops appear to be okay. After taking a few moments to survey the scene, Cavalier stands there, cavalierly, and eventually walks away. Thankfully, because it was so early on a Saturday morning, the building was closed and no one was hurt. Police arrested Cavalier shortly after the incident. When asked why he did it, well, he had a perfectly good reason. He said he was trying to contact the police about his stolen drug paraphernalia. And apparently he felt this was the best way to do it. It is unclear whether Cavalier got his drug paraphernalia back, but he did pick up charges of malicious mischief and driving under the influence. Our next story takes us to Clark County District Court in Las Vegas for a kidnapping trial.
Defendant is here. He's in custody.
There's just one problem. The defendant's lawyer is nowhere to be found.
Can you check and see if he's going to join us?
After a 90-minute delay, defense lawyer Joseph Caramango finally arrives in the courtroom.
Judge, I was heading east on Sahara Drive, and I was rear-ended, and my car was undrivable. The person who hit me took off, and
Hit and run.
it was a hit and run, and here I am.
I'm going to tell you, be honest with you, you don't look right this morning. That's why I'm concerned.
Judge, my neck and my back is killing me, but I'm ready to go forward.
You don't think you need medical attention?
I think I do, Your Honor. I may have suffered a concussion, Your Honor.
Because you hit your head?
Because of the whiplash, Your Honor. I've had multiple concussions before.
You've had multiple concussions.
Yes, Your Honor. But I feel like I can go forward.
You know what? Can I just see everybody back in chambers?
Behind closed doors, Caramango meets with the judge and is assessed by a courthouse nurse.
And the record reflects that Mr. Caramango is back in the courtroom. He has been checked out by the nurse. Now, the nurse said you told her you got hit from behind and then you hit a car in front of you. Okay, you left that part out with us.
Yeah.
Which one?
I did, Your Honor.
So you also hit a car? So it was a double hit and run.
I guess.
The judge is becoming increasingly suspicious of Caramango's story, and the prosecuting attorney isn't doing him any favors.
My observations were observing him that there was clearly something wrong with him. I noticed he was slurring his speech. I noticed he seemed unsteady on his feet. And when actually Mr. Caramango came back into the courtroom, he seemed very unsteady on his feet as he walked by and actually ran into our counsel table.
Things only get worse for the defense lawyer when the judge orders him to take a blood alcohol test.
I think you have a concussion. I think you're dazed and confused and can't tell a straight story because you're too intoxicated.
I admit that I did have drinks last night, and I lost my grandmother about 2 weeks ago. I've been under a lot of pressure, Your Honor. I'm well aware of that.
So if you came to court intoxicated, you have a problem. Do you understand me?
Your Honor, I can represent as an officer of the court. I am not intoxicated.
Okay. So just go ahead and blow. Let's get it over with.
Go ahead and have a seat, sir.
You want to show me? Okay.
I am stone sober.
Mr. Caramango, if I was you, I would just be quiet at this. Okay, for the record, your blood alcohol is a .075.
Even though his blood alcohol content is slightly below Nevada's .0.
Simply Mixology. It's a mocktail. You can also make a cocktail. Let me show you how I make my favorite mocktail.
Legal limit for driving. The judge has had enough.
I have no desire to ruin your reputation or anything. We'll deal with it. I'll give you an opportunity to get it together. But at this point, I cannot absolutely allow an attorney to proceed.
The judge declares a mistrial, and Joseph Caramango's law license is put on disability inactive status. He's prohibited from practicing law in the state of Nevada and has not petitioned the state Supreme Court for reinstatement.
So it's crazy that this guy was that drunk that he thought he could just go get his dang drugs back. Like the police just gonna say, "Here you go, sir. I'm sorry, we confiscated them." Like, come on now. And then you ran your building. You ran your truck into the building, like, and then you leave your vehicle there. Like, man, you really was wasted, for real. So let this be something for you out there. If you're gonna be drinking, don't be driving. Always have a driver. And if somebody take your drugs, man, you shouldn't be doing them anyway.
Yes, I'm here, Your Honor.
Mr. Lester, put a shirt on.
Let's see. Give me 1 second.
Next, we're in District Court in Washtenaw County, Michigan for a virtual hearing. Judge Anna Frushauer is presiding over a busy docket today, with many attorneys and defendants logged in, waiting for their cases to be called. One of them is 40-year-old Derek Lester. 6 months earlier, on his first day at a factory job, Lester got into an altercation with a manager over his timesheet. He allegedly grabbed the manager by the throat, threw him into a pile of boxes, and then tried to punch him. Lester was later arrested and charged with assault. He told police he never touched the man, that he only pointed and argued. Lester said he didn't like the manager talking down to him. Today in the virtual courtroom, most sit patiently at home or at work, but Lester has decided to multitask while he waits his turn. He appears to be grooming himself.
Simply Mixology. It's a mocktail. You can also make a cocktail. Let me show you how I make my favorite mocktail and...
Then having a smoke break, all while popping on and off his virtual background. But after everyone in the hearing watches Lester shower and shampoo, Judge Frushauer decides it's time to address his inappropriate courtroom behavior.
Mr. Lester, you need to put a shirt on, or you're going to be removed from the meeting.
But when the judge calls his case minutes later, Lester is still shirtless.
State of Michigan versus Derek Lester.
Yes, I'm here, Your Honor.
Mr. Lester, put a shirt on.
Let's see. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Mr. Lester, this is
Hey, all I can say is this is going to be a pretty interesting courtroom. This dude was taking showers, smoking, singing lullabies and shit. Fucking goddamn doing everything he ain't supposed to do, because if you was in a courtroom, you would not be doing this. You'd be sitting there pacing, waiting. But we about to see how this thing play out, because it's already not looking too good for Lester.
Mr. Lester, this is still a courtroom, so please, in the future, put on an appropriate shirt for court.
I'm so sorry. I just got out the shower. I'm sorry.
The judge decides to just move on.
Sir, if you can't afford an attorney, the court can appoint one at the public's expense. Would you like the assistance of an attorney?
Yes, you can appoint me an attorney.
Okay.
The judge calls on Public Defender Brian Crago, who's in the virtual courtroom for other defendants, to present Lester for today. They go into a private breakout room to briefly discuss his case. When they return, Lester has a more appropriate shirt on, but now it's his headgear that catches the judge's attention.
Mr. Lester, you need to remove your hat. This is still a courtroom.
And apparently things did not go well in the breakout room.
Based upon our communication or lack thereof in terms of our ability to effectively communicate with one another, he's asking for 2 weeks so he can hire.
What was the discussion about? What was the discussion about?
It was pertaining to your courtroom behavior and decorum, and hit my advice.
Okay, you was disrespectful. You was disrespectful, and you was talking to me like I was your child. So therefore, that's where the problem lies. And no, you will not represent me.
Mr. Lester, you wish
ma'am.
to retain your own.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and spend my money. That's what I'm gonna do. I already got.
How much more time are you requesting to find an attorney? Mr. Lester, you froze, so I don't know what your response was.
Hello.
I think we might have lost him, so I will pass this matter. Mr. Lester, can you unmute yourself?
After a few more tries, Lester has found a stable internet connection.
How much time are you requesting for this?
I think I need another 30 days realistically.
Mr. Lester, that will be your final opportunity to retain counsel. At that point, you'll have to represent yourself, or you'll have to use the public defender's office, because there is a victim in this case, and I can't keep adjourning it indefinitely until you can retain counsel. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Lester did hire a private attorney to represent him at his next hearing. He remains free on bond, pending trial.
So you mean to tell me he done did all that, which was the right thing to do. But to be honest, I couldn't be, you know what I'm saying, doing all that shit he was doing. He should have went with his own people anyway. If he didn't do anything and there wasn't evidence, which we don't know that yet, he should have just went with his own folks so we can go ahead and get this done. I know I would want them to hurry up and take care of the motherfucking business so I can move on to the next chapter, stage, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, book in my life. I ain't got time to be letting stuff lag or hold up. And something like this can be handled in a matter of no time if there's evidence. You feel me? So maybe we get to see how this played out. Who knows?